Like, get in the showers. This is 1942 all over again.
Welcome back to Bite into Apple, and I don't have my stuff up, so I can't even say what I need to say.
Shit. Banana piss. Banana.
Welcome back. Welcome
Coconuts.
back to Bite into Apple. Welcome back to
Pomegranates.
Pineapple apple.
Wait, are we back in 2016 again? Pineapple pen. Pineapple apple pen or whatever the hell.
Is that 2016?
I'm pretty sure that was 2016.
Man, it doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but it probably was.
Well, that's because we're old now. We blink and it's 10 years later.
Anyways, welcome. Welcome back to Bite into Apple, your weekly Apple news, rumors, reactions, and real-world takes on all things technology. I'm Slav, and with me, as always, is...
This is a technology podcast. I was here to talk about fruit. Your boy, medium-sized schlong.
I don't know why you broke me.
See, I'm on a good upswing. I had a gallbladder attack that lasted 2 days, and it finally went through, and now I'm right here. I'm right here right now.
Yeah, you need to get that taken care of. But welcome. It is Apple release week, and yes, this is coming out a day later than normal, but there's a reason for that. And we'll get into that in a moment. But we do have some things to talk about, some interesting things. Apple was really going hard this week, not just on releases, but a bunch of other stuff. So we're going to talk about that. And then we do have one other tech type of discussion. It's actually more video game based, but yeah. I thought, hey, this is one that Colton and I will both love to discuss. So let's get going with the first. Oh, what did I do? There we go. No, not that. There we go.
Hey, I'm over here this time. Oh shit! I put my hand in front of the camera. Hey, I'm over here this time.
Yeah. You moved. Oh. So, Apple. I don't know if you know this, but Apple is about to celebrate its 50th year, and to celebrate their 50 year, Apple created a new Instagram account called Hello Apple, and it had a launch video which includes a bunch of previous Apple event logos, and this is what it looks like. Yeah, get it.
It's so weird to have a dubstep moan remix, but I'll deal with it.
But so they did that. Basically, Stephen Robles is what actually he's the one that put me onto this. Said, hey, there's this new Instagram thing. And Matt Navarra said Apple quietly launched a new Instagram account. Apple confirmed to him, Apple Navarra, that Hello Apple is an official account from Apple. They say it helps people. They hope it helps people discover something new about Apple, get a peek behind the scenes, and showcase how Apple products continue to inspire creativity around the world. And what's really interesting about this is since this release week, specifically with the MacBook Neo, they have been going hard more at the younger generation, like big time going hard. So they're doing this on Instagram. They're now on Discord, putting things on Discord to promote. Like you can get whatever your little Discord orbs are or whatever if you watch like a 20-second ad for the MacBook Neo. Mm-hmm. So they're going hard at the younger generations right now, which is interesting, but I think it is a calculated move by them for sure.
It'd be real swell. And I mean, not that I'm an Apple or, anything with Apple outside of this podcast and a product buyer, but if they would showcase like, oh, hey, we took this from someone's Instagram account and it's a really pretty picture, or hey, this is a short film filmed on an iPhone or a iPad or something like that.
That's actually a really smart idea. It really is a really smart idea.
Because then it's like, oh, well, no, they got a pretty picture, so you're getting the older folks and the younger folks because you're making them take pictures, and then short film, you're like giving free publicity and showing how your products work. So just some food for thought if anybody listens.
It's not a bad idea. Maybe they will listen and take it. Tim Cook also released a statement as they are about to celebrate 50 years. It says, 50 years ago in a small garage, a big idea was born. Apple was founded on the simple notion that technology should be personal, and that belief, radical at the time, changed everything. April 1st marks 50 years of Apple, from the first Apple computer to the Mac, from the iPod to the iPhone to the iPad to the Apple Watch and the AirPods, as the services we use every day, the App Store, Apple Music, Apple Play, Apple Pay, iCloud, and Apple TV. We've spent 5 decades rethinking what's possible and putting powerful tools into people's hands. Though every breakthrough, one idea has guided us. Through every breakthrough, one idea has guided us, that the world is moved forward by people who think different. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but that's essentially what it is. It's just celebrating and just talking highly of Apple and all the achievements that they've essentially done to this point. And I think over the next few weeks, we're going to see a lot of celebrating when it comes to Apple. We'll see what kind of stuff they put out, but it's exciting. And the great thing about this X post that Tim Cook put, Elon Musk was one of the ones to comment and just says, congratulations. That a boy, Elon.
He was like, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I remember what I was doing 50 years ago. My parents were born.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Yeah. No, they were 1 and 2. Sorry. They weren't just born.
They weren't just born. But yeah, I mean, this is, like I said, this is going to be time of celebration for Apple. I'm curious and interested to see what kind of things they unveil, showcase. There's a book that just came out the other day called, what is it? Apple 50 Years Later, or something like that.
Was it?
I've listened to.
Was it an apple a day keeps the doctor away?
Yeah. Here, we're just going to look it up. I got the Google machine in front of me. Apple, the first 50. It's called Apple, the First 50 Years by David Pogue. I've listened to about 2 or 3 interviews that David has done about this book. I want to get it very badly. It's 608 pages. There is a digital book also. But it's basically just a biography, the history of Apple from the early years all the way till present. And it sounds really interesting because it dives deep into different, like rumors and things that just kind of have been there about Apple, and he gets clarification on it directly from it. He spent like 3 days in Cupertino and just talking to people at Apple. So it sounds interesting. I want to check it out. I do.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's an audiobook. Yeah, I can listen to it. It'll only take me 4 days, but I'll listen to it. I know this is completely unrelated, but I've been floating around the idea of doing audiobooks.
Reading audiobooks, or
I listen. I mean, reading and listening. Well, I don't have a radio voice. Let's be honest about it. The cow says moo. Just that for 36 hours. But
1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish,
and then me going, shit, I messed up. And not editing it out, period. But I want to read the Jurassic Park book or listen to.
Yeah. I've tried. I've literally tried to do the whole audiobook thing, and I just space out. I space out and don't pay attention after a while. It's really hard for me to stay interested in an audiobook. Really difficult.
See, I have like 4.5, 5 hours every day by myself. Like, I listen to podcasts that are the narrative podcasts. I can't think of one off the top of my head. Wayfair or something? I don't remember. Anyway, they don't pay us, so you're not getting any publicity. But it's like a narrative, and 20 minutes, I can keep my attention for 20 minutes, and so why not 4 hours? I think that's reasonable.
Yeah. Apple Hub has put on X via Instant Digital, Weibo, that the iPhone Fold or Ultra or whatever you want to call it that's coming out this year It's going to be reportedly in 3 different storage capacities: 256, 512 gig, and 1 terabyte options, with the prices being roughly about 23, 26, and $2,900. Now, they said that they converted these prices from the Chinese yen, but my guess is, because they have it at like 23.29, I say round that up to 23.99. The
Yeah.
512 will be 26.99, and the 1 terabyte will be 29.99. That's what I'm thinking might happen. I can't imagine it. Man, that's
I
a lot
can't.
of money for a phone.
Yeah, I can't rationalize $2,400. Sorry.
Oh no, I can't either. Like I just can't. But yeah, that's
All right,
yeah, that's
here's the plan. You'll come down to my house. We'll hit Verizon because Verizon's on the way to Best Buy. We'll steal their displays, play with them for 2 hours, and then get arrested.
But why'd you even say Best Buy? What was the Best Buy aspect?
Well, because they're only going to have one display model. So one of us is going to have to hit Verizon, and then the other person's going to have to run into Best Buy.
Best Buy. Gotcha.
Well, we both can go in, but one person's going to get one from each. But we got to do it cool and like jump in 360 no scope nobody because we don't want armed robbery as well.
All right. So, as I alluded to earlier, this was release week for Apple. The big releases were obviously the iPhone 17e, the MacBook Air M5, the iPad Air M4, MacBook Neo, and MacBook Pro chip and Max chip M5 versions. Those were the big releases this week. Now, of course, the iPad, it's just a spec bump. The iPhone, we talked about that pretty much ad nauseum last week, where we think it's a great deal. It's doing, they added MagSafe, they added this, they did that. It's better than the 16e. It's actually a phone that I can recommend now. The MacBook Air, again, just a spec bump. They didn't do anything, no new colors, nothing else, no new screen, just a spec bump. The MacBook Pros, again, they're spec bumps, but they're impressive, and I encourage you to go find people who are actually able to purchase them or get them and test them out and showcase what they're able to do, because I've watched a few videos, and man, I wish I had money to get one of those, but it is what it is, So,
Bob digresses.
That leaves us with the MacBook Neo. The MacBook Neo came out to actually thunderous applause. It really did. People are loving this machine, and so am I. So, oh, God. Right here. I got to do the spin everybody else does. Hold on. Woo, woo. Everybody else would be doing that spin.
I would cry if you just dropped it and shattered everything on your desk.
Everybody else is doing that spin, so I thought I had to do it. So I do want to talk about it. I do. I think the MacBook Neo is a very, very fun little machine indeed. So what do I think? This is the real reason why we didn't do a show yesterday, is because I wanted to play with this for 24 hours. I wanted to sit down. I wanted to utilize it, which I did. I used it all day today when I was prepping this show. I actually made a video for my other channel. I edited it. I made the thumbnail. I did everything on this because I wanted to see what it was capable of. Now, here's the crazy thing. We know that it has the A17 Pro, A18 Pro chip in it.
I think it's 17.
Yeah, it's.
Or is it? I don't know. You got me second guessing myself now.
Yeah, I'm second guessing myself now too. Where's it? I broke it. I broke it.
I'm freaking out, man.
A18. It's the A18 Pro.
We were both wrong. Weeps.
Yeah. So it's got the A18 Pro inside this. And here's the thing. This thing is a workhorse. It is capable of doing anything you need it to do. Now, I'm going to be honest. I put it through decent paces, but there's two things I wanted to do. I wanted to see if we could do light editing and some light image creation with Pixelmator. And it does. It does it perfectly fine. It exports. It does everything you need. I don't do anything crazy with my Pixelmator type of thumbnails and such, but still, it did everything I needed it to do. use of it though, just being able to open up tabs and go online and type things up, use notes, it's it is a MacBook, and it feels like a MacBook. Not just from the operating system and the interface, but the design of it, the fact that it's made of aluminum and not that cheap plastic that a lot of cheaper laptops are. Uh, it just feels like every other MacBook. Like if you were to pick up a MacBook Air, you'd say, "Oh, these feel exactly the same." Now, the one thing is, it does feel even though it does technically weigh the same amount as the MacBook Air, it actually feels a little heavier, which is weird because it's not. It's the same amount, but the design, it is a little smaller in the design of the MacBook Air, and I think the way that everything sits in here makes the weight a little different. But it is a little bit shorter. Actually, hold on a sec.
We're holding on
this here. So, MacBook Air, which I have a story to tell about this in a minute, and the Neo, and you can see that it is just a little bit smaller. You know, so yeah, I think honestly, I sit there and I went on it and did everything. It's just great. The one thing that I will say, obviously, no backlit keyboard. That was like everybody's biggest complaint. The trackpad on it is a physical trackpad. It's not that taptic trackpad that we have on the Air and the Pros. So when you actually press, it's actually a button that gets pressed. I missed that. I can't tell you how much I actually missed having a real button on my trackpad. Don't get me wrong, I like what they've done with the Pros and the Airs and things like that with the trackpad, but it felt more pleasing to press. When you pressed it, it clicked, it moved, like it felt more pleasing than the taptic that we have now, which it doesn't move. It's just a complete flat space that doesn't move, and just when you push a little bit, it makes a clicking noise, so it feels like you're clicking it. What else do I like about it? Yeah, honestly, I think it runs everything very smooth, very well. Battery time is solid. I just charged it for the first time about an hour and a half ago. I plugged it in, and from the time I got it yesterday, which was about 4 p.m. until about 7 p.m., a little after 7 p.m. today, I didn't have to plug it in. I didn't need to charge it. There was no need to. Now, I didn't use it nonstop. I used it more today than anything. So I'd say you probably can get out of doing the type of stuff I was doing, light editing, a lot of work and going and surfing the web. You could probably easily get a 12, 13 hours with no problem before you're even going to say, I need to plug this in. But even when I plugged it in, it was still at like 20%. So I probably could have gotten another hour and a half out of it if I wasn't doing any intensive work. Yeah. I mean, I do have my MacBook Pro as well as this Air here, and sitting there, and I've played with all three of them now. The Neo is a great machine, and it makes me wonder, is there even a place for the MacBook Air anymore? Because the MacBook Air was like this nice entry level MacBook in the whole ecosystem. At $1,000 though, it was always a little bit of a tough sell. The MacBook Air is a great machine. It does light editing. It does a lot of stuff slightly faster than the MacBook Neo now. It's not like it's leaps and bounds faster, just a little bit faster. But then your next step up is the MacBook Pro, which I have, and it does things a lot faster than the Air does. So I'm thinking that the Neo is going to be something that's going to push the Air out. And much just like the iPad Air, I think the MacBook Air is going to just be like, why are you even existing? Like, there's no point for you to exist. You have a low budget, which is the Neo now for MacBook. And then after that, like, there's going to be this middle ground of the Air. And it's going to be like, look, if you want to do actual work on a computer, just get a MacBook Pro, the base model MacBook Pro. But if you want to like just surf the web, get a Neo for $600 and you're golden. Like, you're set. Like, you don't need anything else. And the editing and stuff that I've been seeing other people do, where they're jumping on Final Cut and putting in 4K renders and all that kind of stuff, it can do that. It takes a little bit longer. So instead of being done in 5-10 minutes, it's taking 20 minutes, but it can still do it. Even the MacBook Air, like when I would do this show on the MacBook Air, it would take 15-20 minutes to render it in Final Cut. After all the edits and everything I made, it would take 15-20 minutes to render through and export. That's basically what this does. So it's kind of like, now granted, my Air is an M2, but you're not seeing that big of a jump between the M2 and M5 chip in the Air specifically. So I just don't. I have a feeling that we're gonna be where a lot of people are right now with iPads and that lineup. We're gonna be there with MacBooks in a year or two.
Oh, I completely agree. I personally don't have one. I didn't go and buy the Neo. I didn't go into the Matrix to get this MacBook, but it's but I from the iPad perspective, I don't see the point of having the Air. Like, just be an adult and get a Pro.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what it is at this point. I mean, I got the base model MacBook Pro. I am more than happy with it. The fan never turns on. The fan is turned on twice for me on this thing. And one of it was whenever I was doing a Cinebench test on it. And the other, I can't remember. I think it was, maybe I was doing something on Final Cut Pro, but it was like very intense. Like I had a lot of different like files in it and stuff like that. So that's the only time I've heard it twice. Now I've only had it for 3 weeks, but still, it's an impressive machine, and it's I think you can get it for what is it? Can you get it for like $600 more than the Air, or $700? No, the Pro.
I think
the Pro. I can't remember how much it is.
Oh, the Pro. I think it's.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's $600 more.
We're right here. We're right here. MacBook
I mean,
Pro.
we're only right here.
$16.99. So for $500 more. Yeah. $600.
So since you've played with, do you think it'll be in every school, or do you think it's going to be its own standalone thing?
I still think the price is a little high for schools. I think when it comes down to it, the schools are going to have to pay somewhere around like $350 per unit if they want to put them in the schools. Now they would have Apple Care on them as well, so that would help them. If a student breaks it, they can get it repaired, get another one, that kind of stuff. Whereas the Chromebooks, they're paying for Chromebooks like $150 a Chromebook, and if it breaks, they just get another one. So in the grand scheme of things, yeah, it might sound more enticing. You're paying a little more, but you have that, hey, if it breaks, we'll get you another one. But I don't see, like, schools around my area, even your area, I don't think they're going to get them. Now, students, they may beg their parents for one, because it's going to be like, hey, it's only $500-$600 with an education discount at $600, but or $500 with the education discount. And I think people will be more in like, hey, yeah, we can do that instead of spending $1,000 on a MacBook Air for you as you're going to college or starting high school or something like that. But yeah, I think it's not a bad deal. I know my daughter, she saw it and she's like, I want one. I just want one. And she wants the pink one. And I'm like, but you're a little young right now to, you got an she just got an iPad, a couple months ago. Like she's got a keyboard with it. It's basically a MacBook at that point. So, but yeah, honestly, I sit here, I say, this is a hell of a machine for anybody that doesn't have, if you're in the market for a laptop right now, if you're someone that's just like, I need a laptop, and say you have an iPhone, get the MacBook Neo, just because you're going to start to fall into the ecosystem. But hey, it's worth it. I mean, $600 for a computer like this. And here's the thing. If you don't want to get the first generation of this, I understand, because I think next year, when they release the next one, it's going to have more RAM in it. The reason for that is the A18 chip itself only has 8 gigs of RAM on it. The A18 Pro has 8 gigs. Next year, they're going to put the A19 Pro on it, which means that had a bump in RAM this year. So that has 12 gigs of RAM. So you're going to have a RAM upgrade even next year if you wait. Because what they're doing, this is the ingenious part of Apple here. So they're utilizing these chips that come from the phones. Now, I don't know how much, Colton, you know about this. Maybe here's a little history for you, or a little lesson for you, I should say.
Yeah, as someone who just learned what MagSafe is.
So when they go to make these chips for phones, just like everything, some of them don't get created properly, and they call those binned. They call them bin chips. And sometimes what will happen is a GPU on the chip just isn't working. A CPU is just, core is not working on the chip or something like that. So what they do is they throw it into a box. They throw it in a bin and they push it to the side because they can't put that in their phone because they're promising on their phone it's going to be this much. So what they end up doing is they put them in a bin, and then they sometimes just get thrown out. They just get recycled. They don't use them at all. They are taking the binned A18 Pro chips and putting them in this, which means the chips are almost free for them because they weren't going to do anything with them anyways. They were going to get tossed out. These chips are being put in this. So without a doubt, they're just going to keep using these every year. And I think this is the reason why it's able to be so cheap, because they're using these chips that they were just going to get rid of anyways. On top of that, the chassis that this is built from is really, really interesting. So thanks to Mac Rumors, they gave me a heads up that this channel called Tech Renew did a teardown on this today or yesterday, completely tore it apart. And
we're lucky enough to get our hands on this Mac.
Most interesting teardown that I've seen. So this is it. Like, you open it up, this is what it looks like right here. That's pretty much it. Right in the middle is the battery. On each side of the front are speakers. Right in the middle here is the trackpad. And then up here is is like just part of it actually is the logic board, which holds the chip. And he takes off this logic board. Let me see if I can get to it here. Or did I pass? Well, he's taking all the ribbons off and stuff right now because all the connections. But
he's doing
want
the
you to
proper
see.
thing.
There, look. I went past it.
We found it and then we lost it.
There it is, right there.
It's not about the chips you find; it's about the friends you make along the way.
Look how small. So a logic board is essentially a motherboard. So when, like, if you build a CP or PC, you get what's called a motherboard. And motherboards are typically, like as big as my head. So that's like a motherboard. In the Mac world, they call these a logic board. And in the Macs, they're small. I mean, most of the time they're about that big. Like, think of a Mac Mini, the size of a Mac Mini, like that. They make a logic board that fits in there. This is the logic board for this Mac Neo. And right here is the chipset. Like right there by his fingers. That's just insane. That right there is powering this whole thing. Like, I mean, you got the battery there, but that's it. So you got this logic board with the chipset, a battery, speakers, trackpad, and then screen. That's all you got in this thing.
Talk about keeping it super basic.
Yeah, very basic. And the really cool thing is, I think what they're doing is they created this chassis that is very simple, very simplified chassis here. And let's see if I can find the picture, the part where it's basically all taken apart, which is like right here. So he flipped it over. There's a keyboard. So like, this is it basically just taken apart. Nothing in it. The battery's out. The logic board's out. The speakers are out. The trackpad and the keyboard are the only things left in there. They made this chassis, I think, in a way that they can just make molds of this and mold of this for years to come, for the next 4, 5, 6 years. And all they need to do is just switch out that logic board.
I mean, that is about as efficient and cost effective as you can make a laptop. And that's not even joking.
Yeah. And I think it's crazy because we should have seen this coming because with the newest iPhone that they just released, the iPhone 17, which specifically the 17 Pro, they made it all aluminum again. It's a completely solid aluminum, not solid, but it's completely aluminum. And the way that they built it was just like this, essentially, where it's like, hey, we can just essentially make these little chassis, we'll call it, for the phone too. And all we're going to do is just switch this out. If we can make the battery better, we make the battery better and put it in there. But the chip, we just can switch the chip out. Just simple. Instead of every single year trying to change and having to change the design and the look, or how everything fits inside of the device, the phone, or what have you. Because that has happened. Like, for the last number of years, that's what iPhone had to do. Even though the phone on the outside looked exactly the same, almost every single year, the inside changed in some form or fashion. But I think that's what Mac or what Apple's trying to do right now. Is they're trying to go towards this where they can just seamlessly simplify. Hey, here's a design that we're going to use for X amount of years. Let's just print them out, get as many out as we can make. And then when the next year comes, we just plop in a new chip, and you just go like that.
And just go to town.
And maybe update the cameras, maybe. But again, like, that's not even, like, with the phones, it's a big deal. But with something like this, that's one thing I didn't talk about. The camera, it's all right. Like, it's not a great camera. The one thing that people, like, they always sit there and want to talk about the camera, the webcams on these laptops and things like that. You have an iPhone. Buy that little $12 Belkin MagSafe thing that you can just put your phone right on the back of your screen, and there's your webcam, because it just has continuity camera. So it'll just connect up to your phone and just use your phone as the webcam without wires. You don't need any wires. It just does it. So people that complain about the webcams on these things is kind of like webcam's nice to have in like a pinch, like, I need to do a quick little meeting with work. So you do that. But other than that, you don't need anything. Like, you got your phone. So I have to say the Neo is great. It is legitimately a great machine. It's a view into the future of what they're going for, I think. And I think they're going to sell a crap ton of these. I really do. I think they're going to sell a crap ton.
So on IGN scale, how would you rate it? Is it a rent, don't buy, must have, don't buy?
I won't say it's a must have, because it depends on your needs. Okay. Like, for me, I'm a pro user. I'm a power user. I need to be able to do certain tasks in a timely manner. Not saying that the Neo can't do it. It can do it, but I want to be more efficient. And that's kind of where I'm at. It's kind of like, okay, so that's why I have a MacBook Pro, because I want it to be more efficient and just more seamless with my needs. But that's not to say, again, that the Neo can't handle it. It can, but I would say, like I said, if you need a laptop, if you're somebody that's like, I need something, I'm looking at these Windows laptops, I don't want to get a cheap $200 one. $500 is probably where people are looking to spend $500-600. If they have an iPhone, like I said, if you have an iPhone, it's a no-brainer to get it. And that's the truth. So is it a must get? No, but it's one of those things that if you need a laptop, get it. The full stop, just get it. If you have an iPhone, just apps, just drop what you're doing and go get it right now. If you need
just the fry meme, shut up and take my money.
Yeah, exactly. Because even then, people will sit there and say, well, what about the iPad? What if I buy a $350 iPad? The problem with the $350 iPad is it's an iPad. It's not a computer. You're not going to be able to do everything that you can do on a computer. And while they're getting closer and closer to being more like computers, they're never going to allow that to happen, because then it'll take away from their laptop division and their Mac division. They need to be able to have a fine, like a line there that says this is iPad, these are Macs. And they're going to be similar in ways. They complement each other, but they're never going to be one and the same. And I think that's kind of the big reason that I would tell people, like, look, if you want an iPad, get an iPad. I love my iPad. I love using the iPad. I think it's one of the greatest investments that I've ever made. But if you need something that you're going to do work on and going to utilize for computer reasons, you need to get this MacBook Neo. It's just that simple. Like, I know if my mom ever needs to get a laptop again, I'm going to point her in this direction, because this is perfect for someone like my mother. Yeah, I just think that's what you got to do. Yeah.
So you heard it here. 4.5 apples out of 5.
4.5 apples out of 5.
You have to dock half an apple you have to core the apple for the webcam sucking, but
no, yeah.
I mean, but again, like you said, if you're a normal person, you're not using the webcam. Just being honest.
Very true. And again, you can say, if you're a normal person, this is a laptop for you. If you are asking, can it do XYZ? It's not for you. If that makes sense. Like, if you're going to sit there and say, look, I need it to do video projects and audio projects and things like that. Can it do that? It's not for you. Just go to the Air or go to a Pro, really.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you're doing anything like that, go to a Pro.
But if you're just sitting there like, look, I need a laptop because I like to surf the web. I like to write emails to my grandkids. I like to send in papers to my professors. Then this is it for you. You don't need much more. So I just look, I am thoroughly impressed with it. I really am thoroughly impressed.
Too bad it didn't come out in 5 colors, like an orange. Then you would have had the Infinity Gauntlet. I mean, just saying.
That's the thing. A lot of people are complaining about the colors also. I like this citrus that I have here. I think the citrus is really, really nice. But yeah, I mean, the colors, you got your silver, you have your indigo, which is like the blue or purplish, you got your citrus, and then you got your blush, which is the pink. And yeah, I mean, I think it works because, first off, you get your silver MacBook. Everybody loves the silver MacBooks. Not everybody, but you're going to have a silver MacBook no matter what. It's either going to be silver or white. Silver is what they're on right now. Their darks one right now, they went black with the MacBook Pros, but the Airs have that midnight color, and that midnight color is like a very, very dark blue. Yeah. This indigo is very blue. And it's not quite as dark as the MacBook Air midnight. I would say, like, if you were just walking and you saw somebody, like, if you knew that there was this midnight color, but you were walking and you just looked down on a table and you saw this indigo, I can guarantee you would probably just think it's the midnight MacBook Air. I think you would, which I have. I have the midnight MacBook Air.
Oh, it's so pretty. I have the
yeah, you have that too. Yeah,
it's so pretty.
But you have you have the M3, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't remember.
But yeah, and the citrus I think is cool. I think it's a fun color. Yeah, I just think it's fun.
Is it more green or more yellow?
It is more yellow, but I would even venture to say it's like a goldish almost. It's very nice. And yeah, also another thing, the sides are a little bit different than like that of the Air. Like the Air is a little more sharper on the edge. I don't know if you can kind of see. It's like kind of sharp on the edge where the screen is, but the screen is more like rounded on this. So that's another thing that I thought was interesting for sure. And then the speakers. I didn't talk about the speakers. The speakers aren't great. They're not great, but they're not bad. Like, they're not terrible. I would say, first off, I'm spoiled now with my Pro. Like, the speakers are amazing on this, but they're not bad. And most people, when they're on their laptop doing stuff, they put in earbuds anyways. So
yeah, again, normal people wouldn't affect them.
Yeah.
Or literally anybody in the world.
But that's my review on the MacBook Neo. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, 4.5 apples out of 5. I really need to get the Adam Sessler voice down when he did X-Play. Really need to get that voice down. That would be an interesting episode too, the origin and run of X-Play and how it evolved to just cop reruns.
Yeah, that was, man, I missed that. Like that channel was my teenage years, man.
Same. And then
which is weird because you're 10 years younger than me. So it was,
but they tried to revive it and then it just didn't stick. Like no one watched it.
No. They tried to revive it on YouTube and nobody watched it.
Yeah, which really goes to show.
Yeah. Okay. We don't have any 5 bites this week. I know. I actually
doing that. Sorry. I died a little.
I completely forgot to do 5 bites. Like I was prepping the show and I was like so worried about making sure I had information about the Neo to talk about. I just completely forgot about it. So
Bob
I think we should put you in.
bite.
We should put you in charge of just doing the 5 bites every week.
Oh, okay. I can
There,
do
boom,
that.
done.
I can do that, I think. Gets one weekend. Shit, I'm out of ideas.
All right, so we're going to move on to our other tech stuff, and this is coming from IGN. I thought you would like this one. So, a number of years ago,
it's
we
so
got
sad you
told,
could say that too.
We were told that they were remaking one of the greatest games of the original Xbox era. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. However, that was years ago. There was even fear that it got canceled about like 16 months ago or something like that. It was like, oh man, it's canceled. Like it's not coming. Like things were just like up in the air. Like what's going on? Well, according to IGN, the developer has stated that it is still in development. It is still coming. This remake of it. Now, the company Saber Interactive is the company that is developing the game. If you remember, the original was BioWare back in 2002 or something like that, 2003.
I think it was.
First off, that game was amazing. Game was fantastic game for its time. Look, I'm not a very I don't like turn-based RPGs. I don't. I think turn-based RPGs are terrible. So this game was not that.
Yeah, no, it still is beautiful. It's still, there is a reason why it's regarded as one of, if not the best RPGs ever created.
And the second one was not near as good. But I think another company developed that, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it was. But anyways, let's get into this. It says in a recent interview with IGN, the chief creative officer of Saber, Tim Willits, that's a great last name. He sounds like he should be in Star Wars.
I bet he was made fun of a lot in school.
He answered our question regarding the project's future with a short but simple yes. It is still in development. That's all I can say. The news will be of relief to the hordes of loyal fans of the now classic RPG originally developed by Mass Effect and Dragon Age studio BioWare. The modern reimagining was first revealed way back. It was 2021 when they revealed this remake, dude. 2021. That means it was almost 5 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
A report in December revealed that Aspyr was no longer leading development on the remake, but that the reins had been reportedly handed to Madhead Games, the team behind the upcoming Hellraiser revival. The same article also claimed that plans are not only in motion for the KOTOR reimagining, but a remake of the sequel, Knights of the Old Republic 2, had also been discussed. Juliet was the code name for the project, where we were going to do a full remake of KOTOR 2 with modern art, modern gameplay, keep the story and the characters and the general content of KOTOR 2, but remake it for modern hardware and modern machines with updated graphics and all those kinds of things, said Douglas Riley, Lucasfilm Games vice president. It was something we were discussing with Aspyr. Aspire? I don't know. I said ass. Whether there's full plans for remakes of the Knights of the Old Republic series ever come to fruition is yet to be seen. However, it looks like development is still pressing on when it comes to Saber's work on the original. This all comes after the reveal of Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic at 2025 Game Awards, a brand new single-player RPG set in a galaxy far, far away, led by former KOTOR director Casey Hudson. So do you think we'll ever see it? Yeah. So look, as I said a little bit ago, this game, the original, was fantastic. I loved that game so much. It's great to hear that it's still in development. The remake is still in development. That's coming. What are your thoughts?
See, that was before BioWare made Mass Effect 3 or Dragon Age 2. Not that Dragon Age 2 was bad, but it was no Dragon Age 1. Fantastic game. I like that one. I like the second one. I'm also glad they're not just running it through an HD upscaler like they did with the GTA original 3D trilogy, because those are ass. 100% of them, they're ass. Trust me. But see, what worries me, not so much about this, because I'm just hoping it doesn't turn into Duke Nukem Forever, the 10 years of development hell, and then you turn out a literal best part of that game was picking a turd out of the toilet and throwing it at a dry erase board. Anyway, if you scroll down to the bottom, what was it? Star Wars: Fate of the Old Republic, or
Fate of the Old. What is it? Fate of the Republic or something? Yeah.
I don't. Is it further down?
Maybe. Oh yeah, there is a further down. Look at that. Fate of the Old Republic. Yeah.
So Casey Hudson. Now, anybody in the gaming world, Bob, I might drop some knowledge on you with this one. Whoa! Casey Hudson is responsible for the atrocious Mass Effect 3 ending that had to take a fan theory to explain it. I'm not even joking. The indoctrination theory, great, even though it's proven not canon. Suck my ass. I don't care. It's canon. He is responsible for that. So I don't want him to touch a game like Star Wars, especially the Old Republic, if he's gonna fuck it up. I have no faith in him after Mass Effect 3's handling. That's the most concerning part of this whole article, and it's not even the game. It's not even the game it's focused on. But as for this, I mean, again, if you're not really, if it's a reimagining, I could see why it's taking so long, because you got to make sure you tweak things here, but then you have continuity here, and this, that, and the other. Because I mean, it's the Old Republic. You could throw anything in there if you really wanted to, if you can rationalize it. And if you're going to just, because to me, it seemed like they're like, we're not just running this through an HD upscaler. We're going to actually take our time, redo this the right way. So it's not clunky. It's not garbage. We're adding a couple things, here and there, which, this game did come out before DLCs and add-ons were really a thing.
Oh man, I don't want any microtransactions in this.
Well, see, I don't think there'll be microtransactions. I think they'll do what everybody else is doing with the free DLCs, where it's like, oh, you get a free weapon and 2 extra missions. Excuse me, but I could see if you're gonna add like things that, oh, we just finished the game, but DLCs don't exist. This would have been cool to branch this story this way, or oh, what if Revan wasn't, or not Revan, but now I'm gonna drop spoilers, but Treya, you spin off with her a little bit and you see how she was corrupt, something like that. It's been a long time since I've played the game, but you can spin off like, oh, here's a little bit of a post story or something like that. I could get behind that for a reimagining, so different ideas get put into it, but I'm still worried about Fate of the Old Republic more than Knights of the Old Republic. Being honest.
Oof.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you didn't invest almost 200 hours of your life into 3 games for all 3 of the endings, where 4 after the DLC where they tried to fuck the ending. But have you heard about the Mass Effect 3 tragedy that was?
Yeah, you told me all about it while we were doing Bridging the Geekdom years ago.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, if you get 3 options, every decision in the first game has come true in the third game. Every decision has had weight to it. The last 3 endings are all the same with different colors. Like cutscenes, everything is the exact same. There's like minor differences. Please don't do that to Star Wars.
I mean, they shouldn't, but I don't think they will.
Don't diss it. There'll be a beam. There will be a beam, and you'll have 3 options, and all the cutscenes will be the same. But instead of red, it'll be green this time. And if it's not green or red, it's blue.
So this is really interesting. I saw this. I forgot to bring this up earlier. One more other tech news. So Google Maps is just updated, and it is really freaking impressive. So here, I'm gonna play this video, and you'll see. So this is what Google Maps used to look like, and you're gonna see what it now looks like. So
okay, we're driving down 5. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Oh, that's actually pretty dope.
This isn't the coolest thing. Look up here. I love this part here because look, it even like shows you to switch lanes and then to turn, like the turn and exactly right, like which turn to take. Like
nice.
It's crazy impressive, dude. This guy says Google Maps just set Apple Maps back another 5 years. Yeah, and then they is getting its biggest upgrade in over a decade by combining our Gemini models with deep understanding of the world. Maps now unlocks entirely new possibilities for how you navigate and explore. Here's what you need to know. I may be switching to Google Maps for a while. I can tell you that much.
Yep. If Apple Maps would put house numbers now, excuse me. This is an oddly specific thing as a postal worker. Google Maps has like, I don't even want to dox anybody. Let's say you live on 123 Fantasy Lane and house number 1, 3, 5 are on the left. The odds are on the left, evens are on the right. Google will tell you the exact house number over the house, as opposed to Apple Maps going, fuck it, go look for it. We'll take you to the road. Good luck.
Apple Maps is like, you have arrived. And you're still 3 blocks away.
Yeah. So that if Apple Maps could fix that, I'm good. But that still isn't enough to make me use Google Maps. Sorry. I will not use Google Maps. I don't care.
Yeah. No, I like Apple Maps. I think it's really clean looking. This is really cool looking, the new Google Maps. Like I really like this design. I think it's really cool looking, but this reminds me of my old Garmin because this is kind of what the Garmin looked like.
I was just going to bring up it does look like the old GPS navigations.
Yeah, like it's crazy that we kind of, by them updating and improving, they regressed 20 years. But
welcome to what I've been preaching about phones for.
But I honestly think that this is really cool looking.
That is pretty dope. Still not enough to make me use it, but
I think Apple Maps is due for an overhaul soon, but I think that'll probably come in about a year or two. So, but yeah, it is what it is.
Put house numbers over houses, even though that's an oddly specific thing to do. That's all I ask. Not that I even really use that anymore, but that would be helpful to a lot of postal workers.
One last thing I want to talk about Apple wise. Have you guys seen this little guy?
Being nice and waving back.
So that little guy is now a mascot for Apple that they're using across social media, TikToks and Instagram and things like that to help promote Apple. As you can see, he's made out of the Finder design, which used to be the old Mac OS design. But yeah, the Finder is what he's designed after now. And I think the thing is adorable. I think he's cute. That's why I made that little video of him just waving.
Now, if his name would be Finder, they should give him a cloak and make him like an oracle. That would be dope. He is
actually Finder. There are a bunch of different things they've done with him already. Here, I pull it up right now and show it to you. Boop. There you go.
He's wearing a sweater. That's dope. Bring him to emojis, please.
I'm sure they will.
Because I will definitely 100% be using the sunglass one 24/7. Because he straight up don't be giving no fucks at all.
Oh man, I like the pissed off one at the top.
Yeah, he's just like, those are my two moods: pissed off or just not giving a fuck.
Oh boy, good times though.
I like how the Finder is finding down in the bottom left. I wonder if the Finder has found what he is looking for. There we go.
Lil Finder guy. Oh, there's more. No,
there's more, please.
No, there's not.
Oh.
Yeah, but good times. Good times indeed. All right. Well, that was our show today, folks. This was maybe a little shorter, but I think it was fun. It was enjoyable. So hit that like button, hit subscribe, follow us, comment on the video, give us a 5-star rating because why the heck not? We're pretty awesome. So
yeah, for 25 5-star ratings, Bob will take a shirt off.
No.
I'll take my shirt off.
Woo! You can find me if you think I'm a cool guy. You could also find me on my other channel, Slav's Free Talk, where I talk DC centric stuff. I'm also thinking, I don't know, Colton's not quite on board yet, but I'm doing it regardless. I'm also restarting back up another show.
Hey, I did not argue against it. I just don't know how my schedule is at the moment.
That's all right. But guys, thanks for watching, and we'll catch us all next week. So see ya. See ya.
Please bless. Stop! I can't breathe.
I'm not pressing stop.
Oh God! Give me the inhaler. I'm dying.
I wasn't gonna press stop, man. Just wasn't doing it. Wasn't doing it.
God, I'm actually legitimately winded.
Oh God!